Well, here we are again looking at the tools. These are the tools I'll be using to reinstall the head. Yours may differ slightly, but basically this is a collection here that I've been using all along. The needle nose pliers that I speak about, that's for pulling the tensioner spring into position, that long set of needle nose. And obviously the square nose side cutter pliers for certain kinds of clamps. And it's a straightforward tool. So a pin punch, a brass drift, ball peen hammer, the torque wrench used for the head and other important bolts that require proper torquing, and an air chuck is good, magnet, some form of a mirrored lighted tool as for lining up the marks. Selection of sockets here range from, on the metric side, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 as I recall, 17 rather, and 19. And then typically these tools, pretty much standard. Again, the open end wrenches, box wrenches, spanners are ranging from 10, 12, 13, 14, and then I have two standard types because I don't have the other ones, which is 3/4 inch and 11/16. And same thing in the just the regular chrome sockets. There's a selection of 6-point and 12-point. And here again is the one socket I bought new for this job I didn't have in my toolbox. It's a 12-point impact 1/2 inch drive, and I use that one with the torque wrench for the head bolts. So that should be it for tools. Oh, I've almost left out, of course, some impact tools if need be. I generally just use the little one here. Puts out about 30 foot-pounds of torque. It's adequate for just about everything on a and it's just real handy. Well, here we are again, just getting set up for the final reinstallation of this head. Everything's been torqued down as per normal. Normal being out of the service manual on how to deal with this. And next stage, of course, is getting the timing belt on. As you can see down in here, a little bit difficult area to get at. Always recommend a new belt. You're in this deep, you may as well. And you can just see the dowel we were talking about on session 1. Something you definitely don't want to forget at this point. It'd be very difficult to try and change it without a special tool. And some of the other things to be aware of course, you can see we've got the radiator thermal switch here. Another item not to forget, and it's recommended to put a new one on at this particular point when you're dealing with a new head. Not absolutely necessary, but it is just a recommended item. Same thing with the temperature sending unit. The whole purpose in changing the head, in my particular case here, was that it was cracked. And I discovered through disassembling all the cooling components that the most likely cause was a seized thermostat. It was definitely seized right on its shaft. But also I noticed that it had a lot of, it had been run with water for a great length of time and no antifreeze. So realizing the amount of work involved, I chose to put a new water pump on it as well, and hoses. One of the other things to watch out for, of course, is a blocked radiator, but if you flush the system out, you'll know then whether or not it has to be removed and taken to a rad shop for further cleaning. Okay, we're just back here for a quick sec. I think I've mentioned in another video, but just to double check before I put the belt assembly on, is make sure that your number 1 cylinder is at top dead center, and that the first 3 rockers are free, and you can tell with the lobes pointing different directions here, and that the number 2 cylinder exhaust is depressed. It'd probably be the only one right now that's in that sequence. But this would be where your timing mark should be, right at the top of this crease here. There's a little detent in the metal backing plate to the camshaft gear pulley, And then what you want to do is get that mirror in there like I showed in the other video. Don't even remember which one now. You get your mirror in there, whoops, and then you line up. You see how the marks are with the notch and the pulley on the back side. Try and get them as accurate as possible. It is important. You don't want to even be out one tooth. So try and get that accurately set. Don't move it. And then you would do the same thing down here. I already have a wrench on the crankshaft. Now the crank is not currently set up yet. Here I've got this tool. The reason is you don't want to be turning the camshaft with the pistons at top dead center, because it's going to put it in, just in case they contact the top of the piston. It might be either it might jam on you or just be very difficult, because remember, the valves are timed to the position of the piston in any given stroke. So what I do is I basically turn the crankshaft until all 4 pistons are halfway up the cylinder, sort of a midpoint, and I know I'm okay. When I got the camshaft timing set, then I proceed down and adjust the crankshaft to the right position. And that way I'm pretty much assured, top dead center, that I don't have any mechanical things in the way, for example valves. Now here you can see that I've taken just an extra moment to show you. Hopefully it'll show up in this. There we go. Those are the 2 timing marks for the crankshaft. So I say, I hope it's in focus here. A little difficult sometimes to get in there to show it. Maybe if I twist around this side. There we are. You see that from the mirror? The mirror's providing us that. You ever see how accurate those are together? Maybe just slightly different. But remember, as you adjust the mirror, it can change the position of the mark. So it's pretty much bang on. But watch out for that.